Well, it's been a little while since we've had our friend Don Jr. I don't know why, honestly. He's busy. I get busy, but he's with us now. How are you, brother?
I'm doing well, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing fine. You know, to watch this courtroom stuff, and I don't want to get you in trouble in New York, is so disgusting. And then Ivanka has to go through it today, and good Lord. But that's not what you're here for. First of all, where have you been? Tell everybody what you were just doing.
Well, I just got off a stage in front of about, 15,000 people in Hialeah, down by Miami in Florida, opening up for my father at a rally down here. Incredible outpouring of support. I mean, obviously down here you have so many, people who escaped communism and socialism in Venezuela, Cuba, and elsewhere, and they understand what's at stake. So that makes it so much better when these guys are here and they just want to save our country. It's absolutely incredible. So it's always a great experience to be able to do that.
And you have a bone to pick correctly with Hudson bookstores in all these airports, as do I, as well as other places. Explain to the American people what's going on.
Yeah, we've been, as you know, because the right has been censored in everything. I started a publishing company with a friend of ours, Sergio Gore, to make sure that we could get voices from the conservative side of things out there. And Hudson News, the places you see at all the airports, they carry books and stuff. They refuse to carry any of our authors from, Carrie Lake, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Charlie Kirk, other people that we published my father's books. They won't do that, and they won't allow you to do it as, one of the best-selling conservative authors in the country. And so it is yet another example of just flagrant censorship. They're happy to take conservative dollars for gum and all of this, but they won't allow us to have a voice, and it's absolutely disgusting. But this is something that's going on in our country, and people just have to be made aware so they can think about where they're choosing to actually spend their dollars.
100%. So now when I'm at the airport, and unfortunately last month it's too often, I won't buy anything from Hudson bookstores. Not a newspaper, not a hat, not a piece of gum, nothing. It is the only way to demonstrate that we're not going to contribute to our own demise, right?
100%. I do that with so many of the things that we're working on, creating that parallel economy, because that's exactly what it is, Mark. We don't just have to vote in elections. We have to vote with our wallet. We have to bypass these companies that are choosing to censor us. Again, they're happy to take your money and then they'll donate it to causes that you hate, that can't stand you, causes and people that would fund putting you in the gulags if they had a choice. And so, again, it's why I started, Winning Team Publishing. They can find our books directly on Winning Publishing, and it's why I got involved with Public Square to make sure that we can align people of similar values and interests together so that we don't have to be giving it to the woke corporations, like Target or any of these other places that are out there. Again, they'll happily take your money, but they'll use it to fund LGBTQIA+++ trans indoctrination nonsense, and it never ends. And until we start voting with our wallets in force, they're going to keep doing it. If we do it right, we'll get them to bend the knee. We will win this, but we have to do it collectively, and we have to do it aggressively.
Yeah, and, my book, when it came out, it was number one on the New York Times bestseller list, and typically at Barnes & Noble, they have the books lined up based number one to number whatever on the New York Times list. They didn't put mine up. They'll put the book at the front of the store. There were no books at the front of the store. They'll have a front place where they put the books. There were no books at the front location. People literally had to go into Barnes & Noble and say, where the hell is the book? And I see the sales number. We've sold far more books at Costco and Walmart than at books than in Barnes & Noble. So I'm telling the audience now, don't go to Barnes & Noble. Get your coffee somewhere else. Get your little dreidels or your little Christmas tree hanging things there. Forget about it. Don't support them. How have they treated you guys?
I'm sorry, what was that, Mark?
How's Barnes & Noble treated you?
Barnes & Noble has been okay, but, again, the problem is this, not even the corporate. I've actually had it where I have people, because I've had two bestsellers as well, so I see this. They'll go, and people in the store that work there, they're not doing it on behest of the store, but they're actually hiding conservative books. I had it where I was number one, and there was no number one. The best-selling books started at number two, and can I have this book? And you see it, like, it's hidden behind some obscure cookbook, and they're like, okay, it's here. But literally someone was there actively trying to hide it. Hudson's been the biggest offender. They won't even accept our books at all. That's pretty scary, especially when you're talking about books that are bestsellers, right? It's not like these are obscure books that we're at. These are books that by any other list would have it. The New York Times did that to me. I was New York Times #1 bestseller on my first book. Second book I published myself. They wouldn't even look at it because we published it ourselves. But I said, here's my Shopify password. I'll give you all of the information. You can go look to make sure that these are legitimate sales. I was going to give that to someone at the New York Times. They wouldn't even do it because they were perfectly content not even talking about it. It would have been a #1 bestseller. Didn't matter. It blew away number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 that week. Didn't matter. They are going to do whatever they can to suppress our ability to get out there. They won't even acknowledge our existence. And this is not probably just in books anymore. You're seeing this happening across the spectrum, Mark. So we just have to become more vigilant. We have to fight back. Or, as you said, we're going to continue to fund our own demise. And one day we're going to wake up. It's going to be too late.
100% right. Well, Don Jr., anything else before we depart here?
Well, I'm just looking forward to getting you when you're down in Florida next, Mark. We got to get another dinner going.
I'm here. We got to work it out. We'll work it out with Sergio. He'll help us out.
We'll make it happen, my friend. Thanks so much.
Take care of yourself. God bless.
You too. Be well.